To make a liter of great tasting limoncello, you'll need peels from 8 to 12 lemons. But what if you already have leftover lemon peels for making super juice? Can you use those? Yes? Yes you can. This is super limoncello, made from what you're left with after making super juice. How cool is that? I'll show you how to make it two different ways, how it compares to the original limoncello, and then we'll test it in two cocktails, a Negronicello and a Limoncello Spritz. At the end, I'll tell you why I was so proud and excited to learn about super limoncello, so stick around. Now, it's cocktail time. Limoncello is an Italian lemon liqueur mainly produced in southern Italy, especially in the region around the Gulf of Naples, the Amalfi Coast, and Sicily. It's made by steeping lemon zest in high-proof alcohol to release essential oils. The mixture is then strained and mixed with sugar and water. A very simplified explanation, but we can go deeper if you'd like to see a separate episode where I make the classic limoncello. Today's process will be a lot different. For now, let's just try the famous Italian limoncello and see what we're going up against. This is made using sfosato lemons, exclusive to the Amalfi Coast, which are delivered to the distillery within 24 hours and infused immediately. That explains the bright yellow color and the abundance of lemony freshness on the aroma and taste. It's slightly too sweet for my taste, but undeniably an excellent limoncello. Can the super limoncello compete with this? Well, surely not in appearance. The rich essential oils in the classic limoncello cause the louche effect, or spontaneous emulsification, when sugar and water is added, turning it milky in appearance. And we're just not going to get that with so much essential oils going into making super juice. But I tried to clarify most of the liqueurs we make anyway, so let's not knock any points off just for this. So after you've made your batch of super juice, which you can learn all about in this video, including who created it, how I make it, and why I think it's great, you'll be left with blended citrus peels. A question some of you probably have is, could you make the same thing with leftovers from lime super juice? I think so, but limoncello would be harder to compare with the classics than limoncello. But yes, use up those spent lime peels and follow this recipe. Start by weighing your blended lemon peels that were left over on the filter. If you're making smaller batches of super juice, you can freeze the used peels until you have enough to make a small amount of super limoncello. Same as with super juice, you'll again find a calculator on kevincoast.com to help you figure out the amounts you need based on the peels you have, but this time after making super juice. I'm starting with 200 grams of leftover lemon peels from a few batches of super juice. To that, I'll add 125 grams of sugar. This time you're making an oleosaccharum, literally meaning oil sugar. This is an oil ingredient notably used for making punch. Leave this to sit in an airtight container for at least 1 hour. As the sugar pulls the last bits of essential oils from our peels, we'll get a flavorful citrus syrup, which will be the key component of our super limoncello. After 1 hour, transfer this to a sous vide bag and add the spirit and water. Here you don't need Everclear, as a typical 40% ABV vodka will do just fine. I need 330 ml. To further dilute this to a liqueur ABV level, I'm adding 110 ml of water. And like we've done for most of the DIY liqueurs on the channel, vacuum seal the bag, always with a double seal. And place in the sous vide bath, this time set to 55 degrees Celsius or 150 Fahrenheit for 4 hours. We're going with a little lower temperature because we don't want to activate the pectin in the peels that could form a gel, making the filtration harder. Shake the bag every 30 minutes or so to ensure even cooking. After the process is complete, place the bag in an ice bath to cool completely. Then cut open and strain our super limoncello through a fine mesh strainer. To get all the liquid out of the peels, I'll give them a squeeze with a potato rice. Once that's done, you can filter it again through a cloth filter for a clear result. If we went for the cloth filter straight away, the peels would basically clog it up, making the filtration extremely slow. Before I bottle this batch, let's quickly go over the classic maceration of super limoncello. If you don't have a sous vide, here the infusion is slightly different, as I didn't want to lower the ABV with water during maceration. So oleosaccharum of 200 grams of spent super juice lemon peels and 125 grams of sugar remains the same. And this is then infused in just vodka, same as before, 330 ml. Let this macerate in a sealed jar for at least 4 days, but monitor how the flavor develops. Once done, strain everything through a fine mesh strainer. Then dilute with water, but instead of just adding 110 ml of water into the infused vodka, I'll pour it over what's left over on the filter. This way the water will rinse the lemon particles, absorb some lemon flavor, and allow all the vodka to be extracted from them. To really get all the liquid out, I'm again using a potato rice, but you can place it in a cloth filter, then twist and squeeze as hard as you can. Again, you can refilter the limoncello through a cloth filter, for a clearer liqueur. So then we are back where we were before. Bottle, add a label, and that's it. The full flavor will develop after a few days, and the liqueur should be good practically indefinitely. But you can go ahead and give it a taste right away. The clear appearance of our limoncello will really work nicely in the first cocktail today. The aroma still has a citrusy character, but with less freshness than the original. On the palate, it's full-bodied and less sweet, with an interesting subtly bitter note, which isn't a bad thing at all. It would be a stretch to say this is better than the original. It's almost an unfair comparison, considering how different the production method is. But I'm really pleasantly surprised by how much lemon flavors we've extracted from the super juice leftovers. For something we would have otherwise thrown away, this turned out amazing, and I can't wait to show you 2 cocktails with it. First, let's make the Negronicello, a white Negroni variation made with gin, Lillet Blanc, and in place of Sus Gentian liqueur, our super limoncello. I'm also adding grapefruit bitters and saline solution. No mixing glass this time, as we'll make it straight in a chilled low tumbler glass. First add 1 ounce or 30 ml of gin. I'm going with Tanqueray number 10, which sits at 47.3% ABV. Follow that with 1 ounce or 30 ml of super limoncello. As mentioned before, this has a subtle bitter note to it. Of course not on the same level as Sus, but we'll make up for that with bitters. First, however, Lillet Blanc. We are keeping the equal parts ratio from the original, so we need 1 ounce or 30 ml. And now, for some added bitterness, 3 dashes of grapefruit bitters. If you'd like the recipe for homemade grapefruit bitters, consider subscribing to the Cocktail Times newsletter on kevincos.com. You'll receive the recipe book directly in your inbox. And the last part, 2 drops of 20% saline solution. The salt will enhance the bright citrus notes that will really make this Negroni variant pop. And stir to chill and dilute. Add more ice to fill the glass, before spraying and garnishing the cocktail with a grapefruit peel. I prefer a small coin to a long swab, but you do you. I'll take a few sips before I show you the Limoncello Spritz and tell you the story of how I got introduced to super limoncello in the first place. Salute! Predictably, the Negronicello has a citrusy aroma, with lemon and grapefruit taking the lead on the palate as well, but all other elements are doing their part too. The combination of gin and Lillet introduces herbal notes and harmonizes this twist on the white Negroni. Let's see if the super limoncello works so well in the Spritz format too. Alongside our limoncello, we'll also use Prosecco, soda water, elderflower liqueur, and saline solution. I'll build this in the glass too, but here we are of course using a chilled stamped glass, filled with ice. Start with 2.5 ounces or 75 ml of Prosecco. I'm of course using fuel, still thinking about the amazing weekend when they hosted us in Treviso. Next, 1.25 ounce or 37.5 ml of homemade limoncello. Fun fact, Bell jiggers usually don't have that measure marked, but some Japanese jiggers do. For a little floral flavor, add 1/4 ounce or 7.5 ml of elderflower liqueur. Bonus points if it's homemade, but Saint Germain works too. Follow that with 2 drops of saline solution. Salt will enhance the flavors, just like in cooking. And lastly, it wouldn't be a spritz without a spritz of soda water. Give it a gentle mix with a bar spoon. And add a garnish, a mint bouquet. Give it a spank on the side of the glass to release the essential oils. Place it in the glass and say salute. You'll get mint, lemon and prosecco on the nose, followed by a refreshing and citrusy taste. Elderflower subtly adds a floral note, but stays in the background. I'm not exaggerating when I say this is one of the better spritzes you can make. That's why I'll quickly get to the bottom of the glass, just like you did right now. Add a lemon emoji to let me know you're still here. I really love seeing how many of you make it to the end of the episodes, and today I'm proud to share with you how I got the recipe for the super limoncello. It was created at a cocktail bar I used to work at, by 2 of my students, Laura and Jan. With the bar going through a lot of super juice, they thought it was a shame to discard the leftover lemons, so they worked on a way to reuse them and created this lemon liqueur. I love sustainable practices, so it filled me with pride and joy to see them bring this to life. You'll find their Instagram handles in the description. I hope you'll give them a follow to support their work. For more DIY liqueurs, check out this playlist. I'll see you next time, friends of cocktails.